So let's practice some cotangent graphs. So I'm going to look at several things. I'm going to look up front and figure out what my A is. Well, my A is 1, which means it's not stretching up and down. But see my B, it's 2. So I think, does that make it skinnier or wider? Well, the period of the mother function of a cotangent is pi. And now I'm going to divide it by the 2. Okay, so that means that my period is going to be pi over 2. Well, I know that the first asymptote on a cotangent, I'm not shifting it right or left, the first asymptote on the cotangent is at 0. Now, since the period is pi over 2, I'm going to put my asymptote at all of every pi over 2. And you're like, but that was a pi. Yeah, because it's like 2 pi over 2. So it's at all the pi over 2's. Oh, that one I'll need to move in a little while. It's at all the pi over 2's, not just the odd pi over 2's. And so here we go. Let's move that one over. And so I've got all my asymptotes graphed. Okay, move it over. There we go. And move this one over. All my asymptotes are graphed. Now, I think about what was the what did the mother function of a cotangent look like? Okay, that's good enough. The mother function of my cotangent looked like this. It was heading down. Tangent goes up to the right. So that's kind of like, it looks kind of like an x to the third graph. Actually, it's a negative x to the third graph. Starts high, ends low. Okay, so now that I've got the asymptotes built in, I know that my zeros are all in the middle because that is just what the pattern is. And you can look at a unit circle to figure that out, but I just know from the mother function because we know the mother function. And then what happened was to the left, it was 1 high, and to the right, it was 1 low. So I'm kind of splitting. Do you see how, well, it's pi over 2, but then the middle, I split the middle and the asymptote to get to the next thing. And because the 1 was right there, that's how high it will be. So it's just going to go like that. So I get 2 per original, like the mother function, the period was pi. So I get 2 graphs. Oops, right here. I get 2 graphs in that original thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna, it's the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm gonna believe that you're gonna trust me that it's there. Now, if you're like, I need more time. That's why we pause videos. It's fine. They're getting a little bit more wonky as I go because I'm tired of drawing them. Okay, so that is one where we squashed it. We had a compression, a horizontal compression. Let's try this one. Ooh, this one, that 1/2. Does that squash it down or does that make it wider? Well, it's out front, so the first points are going to be at, those points are going to be at 1/2 and -1/2 as opposed to 1 and -1. The period, there's nothing there, so my period is going to be pi. Well, that's nice because then every pi, I like to draw it in my asymptotes first. Why do I have a red line? I didn't want that. So my period is pi, so for the cotangents, I get all of my my asymptotes on the whole pi's. If you're still uncomfortable with that, go back to the mother function to see why this is true. And then this red line should have been a green asymptote. Okay, now let's place in all the zeros. The zeros are just right in the middle there. It's so nice. So I get a 0 because that's in the middle. 0, that's a big 0. There we go. And then I'm going to put these next spots. Usually they would be at 1/2, or sorry, a positive, or here, because you know that it kind of goes cotangent. There's the mother function. So it should have been right here at 1, but it says 1/2 up front, so it's going to be at 1/2. just squishes it down. Okay, I put those points there. Yay! Like that's once you get it, it's simple. Takes a while to kind of figure it out, but simple once you got it. Follow the pattern. And then I just live within my asymptotes. Amazing. All right, let's do one more. So we've had one that was a horizontal like stretcher compression, one that was a vertical stretcher compression, and now this has both. So see this 4? That's gonna like go like that. And this 1/2, is that gonna make it wider or thinner? Well, the original mother function is pi divided by 1/2. So that means the period is now 2 pi. So pause it if that doesn't just come right to you. Okay, because it is cotangent, I know I'm right here. And then I go all the way over to the 2 pi. So this is a lot wider. I only get half as much done in the amount of time as the original. Okay. And I know that, let's grab that big purple bubble. Okay, the 0 is in the middle. Halfway between 0 and 2 pi is pi, negative pi. Then my second number is going to be a 4. So I find the middle between here and here. So that's at the pi over 2. Let's see. I start high. It's like starts high, ends low. So it's going to be at 4 because of this. And then at negative 4. 4. Negative 4. Okay, then I just... So it still gets to the asymptotes, but do you see how this is like way... It's going to curve at the end, but it's way stretched out and widened out. There you go. More intense cotangent graphs.